Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, Sugar Tax, the comeback that proved they still had it. I've been fascinated by Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark for years. Architecture and Morality, synth-pop landmark, Dazzle Ships, boldly experimental, both of which I thoroughly enjoy. But Sugar Tax, their 1991 comeback album, that's the one that surprised me. That's the one that showed they could evolve, adapt, and still sound unmistakably like OMD. This album doesn't get the recognition it deserves. It arrived at a strange time, caught between eras, between expectations. But if you approach it with fresh ears, if you look at the past context, it reveals itself as a success. This was a band rediscovering their chemistry and proving they still mattered. So let's decode it. It's 1991. OMD had split in 1989. Andy McCluskey continued with a different lineup, releasing Liberator to mixed results. Meanwhile, Paul Humphreys had left to pursue other projects. The original magic seemed gone. The synth-pop landscape had shifted. Grunge was rising. Dance music was evolving. The question was, where did OMD fit in? Then, something unexpected happened. McCluskey and Humphreys reunited. Not out of nostalgia or desperation, but because they realized they had unfinished business. They had songs to write, ideas to explore, and in 1991 they delivered Sugar Tax. The album title itself is playful, almost cheeky. A sugar tax? The idea of taxing sweetness, pleasure, and indulgence. It's a metaphor for the album itself. Pop music that's polished and pleasurable, but with an edge, a wit, and a knowing self-awareness underneath. Musically, Sugar Tax strikes a fascinating balance. It's glossy and radio-friendly, yes, but it's not shallow. The production is big and contemporary for 1991, leaning into the sounds of that era without abandoning OMD's signature melodic sensibility. Phil Harding and Ian Curnow handled production duties, bringing that polished stock Aiken Waterman adjacent sheen. But critically, the songs are strong enough to carry it. McCluskey and Humphreys are fully re-engaged here. Their partnership feels renewed and the melodies are gorgeous. The hooks are immediate, while the arrangements are layered and thoughtful. It's OMD embracing pop without apology and doing it on their own terms. The album opens with Sailing on the Seven Seas. And what an opener! That riff, that irresistible bouncing synth line, it grabs you immediately. It's catchy, it's bright, and it's unapologetically pop. But listen to the lyrics as they are clever, almost satirical, with references to technology, communication, and politics. It's optimistic on the surface, but there's an undercurrent of skepticism. Is all this progress really taking us anywhere? The song was a hit, top 5 in the UK. It announced that OMD was back, and they weren't here to retread the past. They were here to compete in 1991. Then there's Pandora's Box, another standout. McCluskey's vocal is urgent, almost pleading. The production is lush and dramatic. The chorus soars. Lyrically, it's about temptation, curiosity, and the dangers of opening something you can't close. Classic OMD, wrapping smart concepts in irresistible pop melodies. Then You Turn Away is pure heartbreak. A ballad, yes, but not a saccharine one. It's tender and melancholic. The melody is achingly beautiful. Humphreys' touch is all over this. It's a song about rejection, about vulnerability, and it's stunning in its simplicity. Speed of Light pulses with energy. It's almost Depeche Mode-esque in its drive and urgency. The verses are tense and the chorus releases. It's about communication, connection, trying to reach someone across the void. The metaphor of light, of speed and distance work perfectly. At the heart of the album for me is Walk Tall. This song is pure OMD optimism. It's an anthem of resilience and of self-belief. Walk tall, walk straight and look the world right in the eye. Simple words but delivered with such sincerity and such warmth. McCluskey's vocal is earnest, almost tender. The production is uplifting without being cheesy. In a world that was getting darker, more cynical, more ironic in 1991, Walk Tall feels like a breath of fresh air. It's not naive, it's not blind, it's just hopeful, encouraging, and that takes courage. This is a song I return to, the one that lifts me, the one that reminds me why I love OMD. They've always had this humanity beneath their electronics, this warmth beneath the synths. The album continues with Neon Lights, a cover of a Kraftwerk classic. Bold choice, but they make it their own. It's faithful to the spirit of the original, but warmer and more emotional. It's a tribute that works. All She Wants Is Everything is sharp and biting, a critique wrapped in a pop song. It's about materialism, about emptiness disguised as desire. The chorus is massive, the irony is palpable. Call My Name is Tender and Yearning, another beautiful ballad, the kind of song OMD does so well. Simple melody, deep emotion, and electronic warmth. My Decode ends with Apollo 11, a return to OMD's fascination with space, with technology, and with humanity's reach beyond itself. It's reflective, almost wistful, looking back at the moon landing, at what we achieved and what we dreamed, and asking, where did that ambition go? Critics were divided when Sugar Tax came out. Some praised it as a successful reinvention. Others dismissed it as too commercial and too glossy. But here's the thing, it sold, it connected, and it proved OMD could exist in the modern world without losing themselves. For me, Sugar Tax is the sound of a band rediscovering their purpose. It's not trying to recapture 1980. It's not chasing trends desperately. It's simply OMD, older, wiser, more confident, and making music they wanted to make. And it's wonderful for that. So where does Sugar Tax land for you? Is it an album you've dismissed, or does it hold up better than its reputation suggests? Drop your thoughts below. I'd love to hear if this one hits differently when you give it another chance. If you're enjoying these Vault Dives, please subscribe. A new album every week. Next time on the Collection Vault, we're heading back to 1987 and one of the most controversial moments in music history. Jethro Tull's Crest of a Knave, the album that beat Metallica to a Grammy and sparked outrage across the metal world. But forget the controversy for a moment. This is Ian Anderson's Comeback, a mature, reflective album that proved Tull could evolve without losing their identity. It's folk rock wisdom wrapped in 80s production, and it deserves a closer look. Stay tuned.